Hey everyone, this is Sunny Emmy from the way distant future. This video was recorded a long time ago, like the end of November, beginning of December. Um, and since then, I've had a lot of external hard drive issues and wasn't able to edit it until now. And when I was editing it, I realized that there was so much wrong with what I was saying during the video. Like the Pikachu in the beginning that I was so excited about the red cheeks is actually from the jungle cards, not base set first edition, which I thought it was. My brother and I, when we were collecting originally, didn't separate the cards. So when I saw some first edition, which there are some on, like in the set, I just got so excited only to find out when I went to go try and see how to grade them that they were like there's jungle set, there's base set, and there's like one other set that is mixed in there. But I would just like to mention that it'd been like 15 years since I touched these cards, and I'd only recently at the time gotten back into Pokemon. Now I know better, but I would just like to mention I kind of sound like an idiot. But I did record the video and I recorded it to put up and I talk about it in later videos and I even talked about it in my first Pokemon video. Um, Pokemon is really just fun for me. I'm just collecting it. I Some of them are for profit, but some of them are not. It's mainly for nostalgia reasons for me. So, um, yeah, I am not the most up to date on Pokemon, but I do know more than I knew then. So just take that into account when you're watching the video. And I apologize for any head slaps or eye rolls that you get while watching.
Hey everyone, this is Cindy Emmy, and today I'm going to be doing a Pokemon related video. My parents are switching around two of the rooms in the house. One's my brother's old room, which is now the guest room, and the other's the office. And so when they were switching the rooms, they were going through the closet, and there was a bunch of junk from my brother and I when we were growing up in there, because it's kind of become the place where we put crap that we don't use every day and need to store, along with like some stuff from swimming and stuff when we were little, and my brother's old baseball cards, and some um, toy cars and stuff that were in there. We found these, and since my brother is no longer into Pokemon and thinks it's childish, I was given these. And the first thing I said when I saw this was, ooh, look, a red-cheeked Pikachu. See if you can see that. And so I decided to do a quick video going through these and sleeving them up. Some of them have Pokemon on the back, some do not. There's a heck of a lot of fire and I think water in the back, so those are not getting sleeved up. But I'm just so excited. So let's get into it, and I'm going to delicately as I can get these things out. Ooh, oh, I didn't notice these are a double-sided card holders. So yeah, double-sided. I've got my sleeves over here and my semi-ridges, because some of these, depending on the quality, might be going... Oh, there's two. Ooh, this one is way better quality than this one. This one's just all scuffed up. But this one is not scuffed up, but it's got like... No, that's part of the picture. Look, it's got a couple scuffs on the top. I think this might get an 8 or a 9. I'm not even going to hope for a 10. But this one has a high chance of getting a good rating. So let's just get you into the sleeve. And yes, I'm probably going to be grading all of these cards once I figure out exactly how to do that. Hold on. Sorry. People decide to talk and ask me questions when they know I'm filming. Alright, so let's get this one. I might not sleeve this one up. Let's just see how many, because I don't have an exorbitant amount of semi-ridges, so this might just, you know, this one might not end up because it's just so scuffed. Yeah, this one probably is not even worth it. Let's see my chop. Let's gently. I'd rather do damage to the sleeve than the actual thing. Ooh, these are both very nice. They have minimal scuffing on the front. This one's got a little bit down here, a little bit up there. This one doesn't. This one has like a dent or a scratch or something right there, but not too big of an issue. Yeah, it's got a bunch on the sides. Alright, so this one's got a nicer back. This one's got a nicer front. I'm going to sleeve both and just decide later if I'm going to. I probably am going to send all of these to PSA. But we shall see. Because again, I was more for the cuteness and how powerful the Pokemon was in the actual game, and not really big on, you know, the worth of cards. But my mom's like, if these are worth anything, you need to grade them. You know, she's the one that's like, why in the world are you spending money on Pokemon cards? Oh, Executor. I remember loving this Pokemon when I was younger just because I thought it was a giant pineapple. Which it kind of is. It's a pineapple with a weird body. And this one, it's got some scuffing on the edges. Centering's good. No, hold on. It's a little bit thicker on the bottom than the top. Just a teeniest bit. I don't think Executor is in the most recent editions. I don't think I've seen it. I need to look that up. I definitely don't think it's in Sword and Shield. Ooh, Cubone. I love Cubone. I hope you're good quality. Okay. Oh, this one's all scuffed up on the top, but not a ton. Not as bad as the Pikachu. Okay. I know that my brother and I didn't play with these cards as you were supposed to. We just collected them. Alrighty, a Zubat. I used to hate the Zubats. They always creep me out, and I don't know why. Probably because they're a bat, but I meant in the game, they just creep me out. Oh, I was supposed to look at that. Alright. A little scuff at the top. A little scuff in the corner, but otherwise, centering's good. Might be a little bit thicker on the top than the bottom, but that also could be just my eyes looking for something. But centering looks decent. Alrighty, Weeping Bell. Oh, this one looks, not for me doing this, but it looks kind of damaged on the top. Let's see. I'm okay with damaging the plastic as long as the card doesn't get damaged from me. Yeah, it's got some scuffs and some scrapes up at the top. It's got like a dent. I don't think you can see it on camera because it's actually quite hard to see in real life. It's got like a dent down here at the bottom. Scuffs at the top, scuffs at the bottom. I need to look up a video to see what is worth grading and what just will be too stupid to grade. You know? Ooh, Squirtle. I love Squirtle. Squirtle, Pikachu, Charmander, and Bulbasaur are like some of my favorites, and that's just because they, not just because they were starters, just because I thought they were so cute. Pokemon aren't as cute these days. Alright, let's see. Centering looks good. Got a bunch of scuffing on the bottom corners. Oh, top corners too. Lots of scuffing, but the border looks good. I think with just the scuffing, and it's not as bad as some of the 8s that I've seen before, it might get an 8. I'm not even going to pray for a 9 because that's probably way out of the Onyx. I used to always try and get these, but never could for some reason. Scuffing on the top, sides, bottom. Border a little bit thicker on the top and left side than, you know, that there should be. Sorry, I am getting a cold, and so like my throat it's been raining so much. Geodude, there's a little minimal scuffing on the top, a little bit on the bottom. Sides look okay. Centering looks a little bit high on the top. Oh, just like the hair's bit on the side, and it looks like it might have like a schmutz of something right there. But overall, decent. Still better than the Pikachu. Basic Pokemon. Now it's like a... Ooh. Hold on. Something got in the sleeve with that. We don't want that on there. See, that was on the card and then just went in the sleeve. Alright, so rock Pokemon. So it's now, what is it, fighter Pokemon or steel? I don't remember what they've changed some of the stuff. I know they got rid of Fairy recently, which I've just gotten used to Fairy being in the game. Ooh, Slowpoke, Slowbro. Oh, I used to love these. Alright, so decent. A little bit thick on the on the top and on the right. Ooh, and there might be some color things in the back, but otherwise very decent. And as usual, it is better than the Pikachu. That's kind of going to be my go-to. Better than the Pikachu. I don't know what I'm going to do with the Pikachu if I don't decide to grade it, because I don't want to start a binder for something that I'm never going to get more cards for. So I'm going to need to figure out what to do with. Shelder, top right, a little bit thick. Nope, I thought that was a dent. That's not a dent. Yeah, minimal denting, just the tiniest bit of wear. Not denting, nicks and stuff. Just the tiniest little bit. So I think this would get like a 9. I'm not going to pray for a 10. I'm never going to pray like think that something's going to get a definite 10 ever. Because one, I have never put anything at PSA. I've just watched videos of baseball cards and Pokemon cards. coming back. And it's always, you say you're going to get a 10, and then you get a 9 or an 8. Alright, Slowbro. This actually looks quite nice. A little bit high on the top, thin on this side, so thick on this side, but otherwise, quite a decent card. And in you go. I wonder, is Slowpoke still a psychic Pokemon? I haven't looked into that. I really should. But I've only just gotten back into Pokemon. And the reason I got back into Pokemon, if you saw my first Pokemon video, is because of Randolph from, he's friends with the Sidemen and stuff, and that's how I got back into Pokemon. But a lot of people recently have gotten in because of Logan Paul. I don't really care about Logan Paul. Top is thick. Sides look decent, maybe just a hair's bit. Let's see on the back. Yeah, just like a hair's bit on that side. Very little nicks. I am impressed with that one. I would have also liked a Psyduck because I love Psyducks. But beggars can't be choosers. Ooh, I don't know if I want to put all these trainers because there's multiples behind there. I think I'm just gonna look up if I should or not, because if not, then I'm probably not gonna sleeve those. But Sandlash, decent. Minimal Scuffing, decent. That is a nice card. I love Sandshrew, but I've never gotten a Sandlash on any of the Pokemon games. But that could also be because I'm one of those people that mainly focuses on their starter and just gets new Pokemon as the areas, you know, get higher in level. But yeah, that one's quite decent. I hate Tentacool. I used to like it because I thought it was cute-ish. And then there are just so many in the games that just pop up everywhere. Thick on the right and thick on the bottom. Minimal Scuffing. That's a decent card. Ooh, Ekans Snake backwards. He's Randy's guy. I am not going to say that every time. I might say Ekans Snake backwards because I just mouth it. Ooh, I have a couple. Alright, so, thin on the left, thick top and thick right, a little bit of scuffing, not a ton, corner, both corners, but overall both are quite decent cards. And I love the art. I actually recently got a Ekans beading pattern. If you don't know, if you've never seen my channel except for anything but the 2 Pokemon videos I've put up, including this one, I have I make beaded items for Etsy, hopefully soon for my own store, and I am going to start, I just got a 3D Pokeball pattern, and I hope to, some of these, I think that one might be worth something, but I think I'm gonna wait because some of these look like I have 2 or 3. Yeah, like this one, the potion, I look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 in that pack, so I'm just gonna wait and sleeve these up later because I don't have an unlimited number of sleeves. Ratatata. Alright. Scuffs at the top, scuffs at the bottom. Centering actually looks quite decent. Yeah, centering looks quite decent. I can't really tell which one has a higher or lower amount. Ooh, look, Ponyta. I really seriously haven't looked through any of these except for the very top, and then when they fell out of the closet, I saw all of the energy at the back. Those I am not sleeving up, because I don't really care. Alright, so Kadabra, Scuffs. I don't see. Oh, it's got a scratch. Yeah. That one I'm thinking going to be an 8 because of the scratch. And Abra. Oh, I got a couple Abra. Thick on the left on both of them, thin on the right, both of them. This one's got kind of like a dent at the top. Maybe the top and bottom kind of look even, so it just really looks, yeah, top. Scuffs, this one looks better condition, but it's got the dent at the top. And this one's a teeny bit more scuffed up, but it does not have a dent at the top. And after I put this in, I'm going to pause the camera because it is screaming at me, and change its battery because, you know, apparently I forgot to change it before I started filming. So I will be right back. Alright, I am back. I got myself something to drink so that my throat will probably be able to make it through all of this video. Oh, this is not even... This is just, oh, dirty. No. I'm not even going to sleeve that one. I don't think it's worth it. Oh, it's just, I'm going to blame my brother for that. Yep. It wasn't me. It was Greg. Yep, not me. Not my fault. It was in his closet, so... There's a very high possibility that these could actually be my brother's cards, but, again, he's got binders and binders of baseball cards and doesn't care about Pokemon, so I'm getting them. Alright, this doesn't look too bad. Ooh, scuffed up at the top. Maybe got a couple scuffs over there and a scuff at the bottom. But overall, decent. Hold on. Where did my sleeves go? They disappeared. They have disappeared. Hold on one second. They like to hide. I'm running out of sleeves. I have another pack opening soon. I need to get more sleeves for. Alright, so yeah, sleeve it up. I don't remember if we've looked at this or not, but it looks like a decent card. Persian is below this, so ignore that. Oh, this Furo is all damaged. All scuffed up. I don't even know if I want to, because other than that, it's decent, so I'm going to sleeve it and then talk to someone and see if that's worth, because it's like this one. That's got, you don't want all that dirt and stuff. I will contemplate that one. Ooh, Vulpix. I used to love Vulpix, mainly for the tail. That and Ninetales. Oh, I got 2. And they seem to be in decent condition. Spending years in a closet apparently isn't too bad for them. Top scuffed. Bottom's not too scuffed. Maybe a little bit on the top and the right. But just on the sides, it's just a hair because they look almost identical to me. The top is a little bit more obvious. But yeah, both of these quite decent. Memo to self, next time when buying sleeves, get more than 100. Because, yeah, you run out fast. Alright, let's get in here. Ooh, more than one Ponyta. Wow, 4 of them. Alright, go one at a time. This one actually looks decent. That might be a teeny bit bigger on the bottom. Scuffs, minimal. Decent, decent. Especially for being in a closet and being in these very sticky cases. Go all the way in there without scuffing the top more. Alright, next Ponyta. Decent. Actually, it might be a little bit thicker on the top and maybe a little bit thicker on the right. Yeah, right, top. A little bit of scuffing, less scuffing than the last one. I like Ponyta. I love the new Galar region one. Alright, let's see. A little bit of scuffing. Top. Definitely the top is a little bit thicker, but not by much. I think the right might be a hair, but again, they look almost identical. Very little scuffing. Very little. This one's definitely better than the one before it. Look at the back first. Very little scuffing, but still more scuffing than the last one, but very little. Decent, decent. A little bit on the top. The sides look evenish. A little bit of scuff down here, but yeah. I think one of these could get a 9. And I'm only saying that again, because I don't think anything that I have here is going to get a 10. Alright, is there anything else in this case? Magmar. Gonna throw this case away afterwards because it's icky. Ooh, I got 2 Magmar. Alright. Maybe a little bit at the top and on the right. It seems to be the top and the right that I keep getting. This one's got a scratch down the middle. This one does not. You know, it's easier to see imperfections when you have multiples. Otherwise decent. Back. Ooh, this one's got a big scuff up there, but this one's got not a lot. It's got a little scuff down there. So I'm going to go with these are evenish, because this one's got the line in it, but this one's got a bigger scuff on the back that you can literally see in the camera. You can see the little white bit. But, yeah. I used to think Magmar was kind of cool. He was gloomy-ish looking, so I kind of felt a little sad for him, but, you know, cool. Ooh, Eevee! Into the case you go. Into the case you go. Alright. Horsey. Got 2 of those. Could try and go a little bit faster with doing these because I don't know how long my camera's going to last. Once it gets heated, it burns through battery like nobody's business. Scuffed top, scuffed corner, scuffed top, tiny bit of a scuff corner. Printing looks okay. Thick top. Sides look even, so it's just a little bit thicker on the top on both of them. But decent, decent. Now, in the others, because other videos that I'm going to do, I'm probably not going to sleeve right away unless they're really nice cards. Because, 1, I don't have an extreme amount of sleeves, and 2, I want to go faster than I'm going right now. So, yeah. I already got another Pokemon set of Pokemon cards that I want to open soon. But I probably won't be able to get to it for a while. Okay, so this looks like... Okay, so it's the evolved form of Cubone. Top looks a little thick. Sides, the right looks just the tiniest bit thicker. Scuffed on the top. Both corners have a scuff. There's a little couple scuffs on the side. But again, overall, decent. Especially when it's been in, you know, in a closet for 20 years. Something like that. Rhyhorn. Got 2. Alright, checking. Checking. A little bit bigger on the top. And this one has more on the right. This one looks more even on the sides. This one's more thicker on the right. Oh, yeah, this one's scuffs, 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 scuffs. Still gonna sleeve these because they're better than the Pikachu and the Porygon. Porygon. Still think it's taken off a Polygon. And a Japanese card. I think I remember Randolph explaining why a bunch of people had the Japanese cards. I don't know if this is real or fake, because apparently there are some fake ones. But it's got some scuffs on the back, scuff on the top. Looks about even, or all the way around. I am going to sleeve this up, even though I have no way of knowing this if this is real or not, but it's a Charmander, so I am going to put it in. Persian. Not the hugest fan of a Persian. I love Meowth just because, you know, he's a sarcastic kitty. But Persian, for some reason, weirded me out. Alright, so decent. Might be a hair thicker on the top. Sides look even. Scuffed on the top, scuffed on the bottom. A little bit of discoloration. But I'm going to say decent again because overall it kind of is. Oh look, I have a Nidoran and a Nidorina. I'm gonna need more sleeves. Don't have many. These are the amount I have left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I'm gonna take these out and then pick one, because I know that Charmeleon, I'm definitely gonna get one. Eevee's definitely getting one. Alright, ooh, I have a bunch of Nidoran, 2, but Nidorina, I only have 1. I am gonna go through these. I'm just now, since I'm running out of sleeves, I'm just gonna go faster, because these are all that I have left of cards. So ooh, I have a bunch of Krabby. Is Krabby a Pokemon that is still around? Because I don't think I've seen it since, like, Yellow. Primate. Charmeleon. Oddish. Hunter. Alright, so I think these are the ones that are left. And think all that's left are trainers, which apparently aren't all that big of a deal, according to a friend of mine who I asked when the camera was off. And the rest of these are just energy. And I don't consider those some baseball cards, football cards. Alright, so put those away. Let's take a look at these. Alright, Diglett, decent. Eevee's definitely getting a sleeve. Maybe it's slight on the top, thicker, couple scuffs. Overall, not too bad. I'm probably not going to be sleeving the ones that you're supposed to be, like, if you are running out of sleeves, you should be sleeving, because they're probably worth more, but I don't understand the, I don't know what cards are worth more to people or not, so top, definitely. These are actually thicker on the left side than the right. Minimal scuffs, a couple more, but still minimal. Very decent. Thicker on the top, thicker on the left. Scuff, decent though. Kingler. I wonder if these are, I really want to know if these are still around. Thicker on the top, a little bit on the left. Minimal scuffing. Decent. Only the tiniest little scuff on this Krabby. I like it. This one looks like it's got good centering. Scuffs top side. Thick on the top, thick on the left. Minimal, very minimal scuffing. I don't even think you can see that in the camera. A lot of the scuffing you can't see in camera. Primeape. It's a little dirty on the top. A little bit of scuffing on the top, but otherwise, it might be a little bit thicker on top and a little thicker on the left, but overall, I think the centering's decent. Charmeleon. Centering might be a little bit thick on the top, just the tiniest bit. A little bit of scuffing. I don't see any dents or color changes. Alright. Don't scuff. There. Alright, Oddish. Thick on the top. It's got a bend here in the corner. Scuffs. I'm not going to say decent with that one because that one's got a bend in the corner. Hunter. It's also got a bend in the corner. It's got a lot of scratches. Yeah, I don't think this one will be worth it to grade. But I don't want to put it in that section because those are the ones that have no hope. Alright. It's got a slight dent on the side, thicker on the left and the top. Minimal scuffing. Slight dent over here. Omanyte. Decent. Looks pretty even all the way around. Maybe a little bit thicker on the right than the left. Scuffing in the corner, but overall, good. Thicker on the right and the top, but almost no scuffing. That one I'm, just because it's just so, it looks like freshly new card, I'm just going to put it in a sleeve right away. That one's going over here. Machoke. Maybe a little bit thicker on the right, and actually might be thicker on the bottom this time. Yep, thicker on the bottom. A little bit of scuffing, not too much, but that one's definitely getting a sleeve. Now, I have 2 sleeves left. Which ones of these are getting... Well, I have a serious attachment to Diglett, just because I love Diglett. I don't really like Doug Trio, but I love Diglett. He's just cute and happy to me. Alright. And then I think I'm going to do one of the Krabbies. Alright. Maybe one of you two. I'm going to sleeve up you. And when I get more sleeves in, I'm actually going to, I think what I'm going to do is... Nah, I don't want to put them in these things without a regular sleeve. I'm just going to put these in a case where no one can get to them. Yeah. I'm going to put them in one of these in a case where no one can get, nothing can get to them, not even the elements. And when I get some more sleeves, I will, you know, sleeve them. Alright. Is it worth sleeving this? I don't think so. I mean, look at the discoloration and the dirt. No, it's not even worth it. Not worth it. So we got Pikachu, red cheeks, second Pikachu, red cheeks. Krabby, Diglett, Machoke, Omanyte, Charmeleon, Eevee, Persian, Charmander, Japanese version, Rhyhorn, Marowak, Horsey, Magmar, Ponyta, Vulpix, Furo, Sparrow, Abra, Kadabra, Rattata, Ekans, Tentacle, Sandlash, Golduck, Slowbro, Shelder, Slowpoke, Geodude, Onix, Squirtle, Weeping Bell, Zubat, Cubone, Executor, Machop, and then all those that are in there. Now hopefully soon I will be sending some of these, at least definitely the Pikachu, to get graded by PSA, and when I do that I will do another video on these. So yeah, woo! I hope you have a wonderful week and God bless!